Hello everyone, Victoria is here and welcome again to my art therapy project for a mom. So today I want to share with you a little sad memory, so forgive me for that little sad mood, but it is important for me to share. I want to ask you a question. Do you remember those times when your child was hurt first time? Do you remember looking at your child's eyes and knowing that he will not quite understand why you're doing things certain way, and that he will feel betrayed and sad? Well, if you do, then you know what I'm talking about. Here's my memory. When my little son was 2 months old, it was time to do his regular vaccination, and I couldn't imagine how we were going to do this, because I realized that first of all they were going to do like 3 or 4 shots at the same time. I don't remember how exactly, like 3 or 4, but a lot at the same time in his legs. And I knew that he's too young to understand reasoning. It's just there is no way to explain this to him. He also was really smiling. At 2 months old, he already was giving his beautiful, innocent, toothless smiles to everyone. And he was such a charmer, so innocent, and he didn't really cry a lot. Very peaceful, very calm baby. And here we are taking him to doctor. He looks at doctor, he smiles. He looks at nurse, he smiles. We went through our regular checkup, and now it is the moment where they have to do shots, vaccines. And nurse asked me to hold him. And you know what was really painful for me? I looked at his face, and he saw mommy, and he smiled at me. He was so peaceful and so happy. He didn't have any negative experiences before, wasn't even really constipated, like what else he can, experience. I was like co-sleeping with him, like always next to him, kissing, taking care of him. So he didn't have anything negative. So I'm looking at him and I smile back. And I smile back at him knowing that he's about to be hurt, and I know this. I felt like a betrayer. It's just so strange. I do not know how to explain that, but it was very painful. So nurse did her thing extremely quickly. She was so professional, and I'm very grateful that she did it such way. I mean, we couldn't even think. She already was done. And of course my son cried instantly. He cried, and I still remember his eyes. He looked at me, and it felt like he was asking, why did you do that to me? Like, I trusted you, why did you do that to me? And I was looking at him, and I was thinking ahead. It's like you can have thousands of thoughts in just a split of second. And I was thinking how many more times in his life he will feel hurt and betrayed, and that things are not fair. And it will hurt me as his mom as much as it will hurt him. And I wish I could take all his pain away from him, but I also know that it is not possible, and that it's also not good. We need to experience some negative things in our life, because they do shape our character. They explain things. They teach us empathy. I don't need to explain that to you. You all know about this. But that emotional reaction I had was very challenging. So I wrote this story, and in my story, a little fox gets stung by a wasp. And of course I couldn't really write about little fox being vaccinated. It just wouldn't quite make sense in the forest world. of foxes, so I wrote it as much as it possible for fairy tale. And here I am. I want to share this with you today. Little fox gets stung. Everyone in the forest that little fox met loved him. It's hard not to smile when you see that look of wonder and curiosity on his cute little face. And he does love making new friends. In fact, one of his favorite things to do is to say hello and wish everyone a good morning. He loves waking up and saying, "Good morning, Mama. Good morning, Papa. Good morning, Dandelion. Good morning, Butterfly. Good morning, Old Forest. Good morning, fluffy clouds." But like all little foxes, ours is a very curious one, and he lets his nose lead him to all sorts of new smells and people and places. He makes lots of new friends that way, and you know how he loves to learn new things and meet new people. But sometimes little fox forgets to be careful. One morning, Mama went out into the forest to run some errands, and she took little fox with her. While they wandered through the forest, they jumped and played and talked about all sorts of things. By the time the sun was high in the sky, they felt hot and tired and decided to rest in the shade of a big old tree. "Listen to what the birds are singing," said Mama. "What are they singing about?" asked little fox. "If you listen closely, you will be able to understand," said Mama. Little fox perked his ears up and listened as closely as he could, but he still couldn't figure out what they were singing about. "I can't understand them at all," he said, with an impatient wag of his tail. "Try closing your eyes, my little one," Mama said. But little fox could only keep his eyes closed for a moment before he discovered just how boring laying with your eyes closed really is. "Can I go explore?" he asked Mama. "Yes, dear, but don't go too far and stay out of trouble," she smiled at him. He quickly ran all the way around to the other side of the big old tree they were under. "Birdies, birdies, where are you?" he called out. But he didn't hear them singing anymore. Instead, he heard a kind of buzzing sound. Bzzz. He wanted to find out where it was coming from, so he closed his eyes and listened very closely. He could hear it coming from someplace close, and when he turned around and opened his eyes, he saw a little yellow and black striped bug buzzing through the clovers. "Why, hello," said little fox, remembering to be polite and not forget his manners. "Who are you?" "I'm little fox. I really like your yellow stripes. They're beautiful. Let's be friends and play together, okay? You pretend that you're flying away and I will chase you." That strange little creature stopped flying around the clovers and flew right up to little fox and said, "My name is Wasp, and I don't want to play with you. I'm not in the mood." "That's not nice," said little fox. "Mama told me that if you smile and be nice to everyone, you will find your friend." "Ha!" said the shiny yellow and black wasp. "You will see about that." And before little fox could say a word, Wasp flew up and stung him right on the nose. "Oh!" shrieked little fox, shocked by a sudden pain, and he began to cry. His nose started to swell up like a big red balloon, and he quickly ran back around the tree to find his mother. "Mama, Mama, I got stung by a mean wasp," he cried out to her. Mama took one look at him and began licking him all over, taking special care around his big swollen nose. "I'm never going to try to make another new friend, not ever," little fox cried. "Why? What happened? Did he hurt your feelings, or just your nose?" his mama gently asked. "He hurt my feelings and my nose. You said that all I had to do was to be nice to everyone, to find my new friend. If that's true, then why did he sting me and not want to play? It's not fair." Mama felt bad for her little son and tried to explain that that's just what wasps do. They sting. Sometimes unpleasant things happen, and sometimes they really hurt, but they don't happen very often. There is no need to stay angry about it, she said to him. Little Fox was still sniffling and shedding tears. So Mama wrapped herself up all around him and covered him with her big fluffy tail and sang him his favorite song. Little Fox felt very loved. By the time they got back home that evening, Little Fox's nose was much better, and he wasn't even angry about the wasp anymore. He decided not to be offended. He has a very big heart after all. The end. Thank you for listening to the story, and I hope I will write another one in next week or couple weeks. And you enjoy your day. Bye bye.